Up with KREM begins now.
Time to rise and shine here. Last alarm clock if you work Monday through Friday.
Yes.
That's the best. Hi, friends. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Nicole Hernandez. We want to get right to our meteorologist, Thomas Patrick. Thomas, you've been talking about rain every single day, but earlier you said the weekend might be the least rainy. Is that still true?
I think that's the best way to put it, because I can't say that it's going to be dry this weekend. That would be inaccurate. But it will be the least rain that we see in total for both Saturday and Sunday. Certainly, if you compare it to yesterday, it won't be nearly that much. Today, sitting somewhere in between that. I know that sounds a little wishy-washy, but see for yourself how there's a little bit of some light rain showers, and I mean very light rain showers, kind of near Coeur d'Alene and near Hayden. Not quite as much over Spokane, but there's a bit of some drizzle just south of town and through Cheney. That does not look like very much. And it's not, but it's not nothing, isn't it? It's also quite warm outside right now. When I say warm, I mean for November, of course. At 47 degrees, it's one of our warmest starts to a mid-November day that we've had ever. And high temperatures will still end up in the 50s this afternoon.
Taking a live look at traffic now at I-90 and Star Road this morning. We're not seeing much in terms of backups or congestion at this point. It's still quite early. It's just about 6:02 here. And looking at our traffic maps, there's nothing really happening. So if you're heading out the door, things are looking good to go for now. Well, new this morning, the Moses Lake Education Association authorized a strike if they cannot reach an agreement with the district by the end of the month.
Teachers say if no deal is reached by midnight on November 28th, they could go on strike. The association is asking the district to restore funding to some educational programs. They also say teachers have lost prep time each of the last 2 years. As we reported last year, the district made cuts after a $20 million budget shortfall. They attributed that to an $11 million accounting error, lower enrollment, and failed levies. Education Association President Heather Whittall claims the district now has nearly $22 million in its savings. Last night's vote does not necessarily mean that teachers will go on strike, but it does give their board the option to call for one if negotiations fail. The Education Association says it will enter mediation with the district soon.
A judge ruled that Brian Koberger has to pay another about $3,000 in restitution payments. That money will be for Madison Mogen and Kaylee Gonsalves' families to help pay for their earns.
In his plea agreement earlier this year, Koberger already had to pay more than $300,000 in restitution and criminal fines. Then the state asked him to pay another $30,000. Koberger had argued that he would not be able to afford any more, but the judge said the state was allowed to ask for more money.
I just felt this need to kind of pay tributes. Even though I didn't personally know him, it still affected this whole region of Idaho.
Last night, the University of Idaho held a vigil to honor, remember, and celebrate the lives of Madison Mogen, Ethan Chapin, Xana Kronodal, and Kaylee Gonsalves. People left candles, flowers, and cards.
In North Idaho news this morning, a Coeur d'Alene realtor has been arrested after an investigation into an allegation of inappropriate conduct with a minor. The Boundary County Sheriff's Office says they arrested Scott Smith on Wednesday and booked him into the Kootenai County Jail. The Sheriff's Office thinks there are other victims and wants anyone with information to come forward.
This morning, we have an update on a crash in Grant County that shut down part of State Route 28 yesterday. We now know one person died in that crash. Now, this all happened about 2 hours west of Spokane near Winchester. The Grant County Sheriff's Office and Washington State Patrol say a car crashed into a semi-truck. They say the truck driver did not yield to the car. The crash shut down parts of SR 28 for about 5 hours.
The Douglas County Sheriff's Office says they arrested a 16-year-old suspect on an alleged murder charge in Orondo. The Sheriff's Office says first responders were responding to a call of a man who was unresponsive inside a car along Highway 97. They found a man with what appeared to be gunshot wounds. The Sheriff's Office says they are not releasing any more information about the victim right now. This is still an active investigation. The Sheriff's Office is asking anyone with information to call the number there on your screen. Right now, the Spokane Police Department needs help looking for a person they say allegedly threw a firework at a pedestrian.
So this explosion was so severe, one person had to be life-flighted to Harborview for their injuries. Spokane police say this happened Saturday night near 2nd and Wall Street in downtown Spokane. They say the driver of this car here on your screen pulled up near a group of people, lit a firework, and threw it at them. If anybody has any information about this vehicle, call Crime Check. That number is at the bottom of your screen.
This morning, the Liberty Lake community mourning the loss of former Mayor Shane Brickner. We're told he died over the weekend from cardiac arrest. Brickner worked for the city for 15 years. He was a former member of the Liberty Lake SWAT team and city council before serving as mayor in 2020. Brickner was 50 years old.
Well, this is pretty cool. Today, one of the biggest high school cross-country events is happening right here in Airway Heights.
Yeah, the Nike Cross Country Regionals Northwest begins in a matter of hours, and this is a new event for us to host. The race has been in Boise since 2007, but event organizers decided to move the race to the Inland Northwest. There are around 4,000 athletes from across the Pacific Northwest, Wyoming, Alaska, and Hawaii. The race goes until tomorrow. This year, it's happening at the Spokane Polo Fields, but next year it will happen at the brand new cross-country facility in Spokane Valley.
Well, some bad news for skiers and snowboarders. Schweitzer is pushing back opening day. Now, they originally had planned on opening up next week on November 21st, but because of the weather and some rain, they had to push back opening by 1 week. So now they're going to open in 2 weeks instead. Schweitzer says if you have tickets or reservations for that original opening day, reach out to their reservation team.
Now, it's been a better start to the kind of ski season than we've had in the past, but this weekend might just delay things, as you just heard. That's because it is kind of warm for November standards, and snow levels, aka that melting point, is climbing to about 7,000 to 8,000 feet, and that is above all of the mountain peaks, including Schweitzer, one of the taller mountains in our region. Right now, we still have a temperature reading. Well, actually, it just changed on me behind my shoulder here. It was 50 degrees at Liberty Lake just a second ago, but still upper 40s in the region. It is mild for the morning here, and we'll continue to see some on and off light rain showers through the day here. Nothing as bad as it was yesterday, but we'll have our moments of some slightly wet weather.
Well, get ready for a whole new world with all of your favorite characters in town.
This is very exciting. Disney on Ice is back in Spokane. And, you know, I feel like they're here every single year, but every year it's exciting. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones, though, has a big reason to be more excited about it. Brandon, you've got kids going, right?
Well, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go home today, turn on as many Disney movies as possible, watch a full bunch of them. Just keep playing them, keep playing them, keep playing them, and then get your tickets, come out here to Disney on Ice and get into the zone. Get locked in. I've got Nina right here, and oh my gosh, this is a big deal. This is a big deal. Talking to Anna right now. Anna from Frozen. Nina, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Anna, how are you doing?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, everything?
I'm doing amazing.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. You've got some props here, and usually you're on skates, you know. Yes. We're not going to try to tire you out too early though. All right, so but what is it like just being a part of this show, and especially, I mean, you're a big deal.
Oh yeah, no, to be able to portray the role of Anna, which all the kids are crazy about Frozen still, it's an incredible honor. Like seeing where all my hard work led to, and getting to do this and seeing the joy on the kids' faces is incredible.
All right, well, what do you have in your hands right here?
So we call this Fabric Boy, and we use it in the opening of Act 2, called Living in Color. I'm gonna have you try it with me. Okay. So you can grab onto the stick.
All right.
And all we do, we're just gonna make a circle with the stick, and it will look incredible.
That's what.
And if you're feeling confident, we can try to switch the...
Come on, I am feeling confident.
God, yes.
I am feeling confident. Oh, I'm hitting the microphone. All right, I keep wanting to say Anna, but then also Nina, you know. I mean, what is it like, you know, just to bring this show to life? What's your favorite song? Can you answer that, or is that?
Ooh, I do love Living in Color, which I mentioned, which uses these color poi. It actually comes from Disneyland Tokyo. So it brings the parks on the ice with us too, and it's such a high energy number and song. It just makes you feel happy.
Nina, thank you so much. You're making a lot of kids out there happy here in Spokane this weekend. So we'll toss it back to the studio and check me out. Come see us on Disney on Ice.
All right, you twirled that, Brandon.
All right, seriously, it's a big weekend for Spokane Velocity. They are heading to Tennessee for the USL League One Championship.
Oh, this is so exciting. The team is flying out today, and if you want to be a part of it, you can be a part of the send-off. Here's the details. The team is flying out of the Spokane International Airport, so make sure to be there between 11:20 and 11:30 this morning in the Delta Terminal. The team is set to fly back to Spokane on Monday morning. Coming up later in the show, we'll hear from the team ahead of the big match.